What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the missing integer. Okay, so I've got Visual Studio 2022 console application open, and our problem statement reads as follows. Given a non-repeating list of integers from 1 to n, one integer is missing, write a method to find the missing integer. And then it gives us a hint that says the sum of integers from 1 to n is quantity n squared plus n divided by 2. So the first thing I'm going to need is a method that returns integer. So static int, and it's going to accept a list of integer. And I'm also going to need a variable here for my upper bound, which is n. And we're going to test this with integers from 1 to 100. So n is going to be equal to 100 in this case. So the first thing I need to do is going back to our hint here. Our expected sum is n squared plus n divided by 2. So that's going to be my first variable. I'm going to create a long variable here for expected sum. And I'm going to use the math.pow function here. So I'm going to need to convert this back to long and say math.power n the second plus n divided by 2. Okay, so now how do we find our missing integer? So we have an expected sum and we have a list that is missing an integer. So what we need to do is we need to take the sum of our list. We need to take the sum of all the integers on our list. So I'm going to call it actual sum. Since we are using a generic list here, we can use as queryable. You could also write a for loop here, but I'm just going to go list.as queryable and then call a sum function. So that will give us our actual sum that's on the list. And then let's say visually, let's take a look at this. So if our list was from 1 to 4, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. That's going to be our expected sum. Now, if we were to randomly remove the 3, let's say, so our actual sum is actually going to be 7. So we're missing the 3. So 10 minus 7 is 3. So our expected sum minus our actual sum, that is going to be what we return here. So we're going to say return, and I'm just going to say expected minus actual. And that's going to be my method. Now, in order to test this, first we need to create a list of integers. So list int. And I'm going to say for int I equals 1, let's go to 100. And we'll just add that. So now we've got our list of integers from 1 to 100. And if we want to see what that is supposed to equal, we can call our as variable here, dot sum. And I'll just fire that up, Control F5, 50-50. That's actually what our expected sum is going to be. You know what, let me just keep that. So I'll just put a message in here. I'm going to use string interpolation here. So the expected sum is, and we'll just some curlies around that. And fire that up again. The expected sum is 50-50. Okay, so now we need to, I'm going to do this randomly. I mean, you could just say list.remove and just pick one. Just you have a number you don't like, you can just remove that. So I'm going to use a random variable here. So I'm going to say random r equals new random and I'm just going to find a random element. So for um, a random element on our list. So list dot. So and then we're going to just remove that from our list. Dot remove. Okay, so now we can call our method. So we've removed an element. Now we're ready to call our method. So let me say console.writeLine. Once again, string interpolation. The missing int is find missing int. Pass in our list, and we're going to pass in our upper bound, which is 100. So I think we probably also want to go ahead and print out all of the elements of our list, so we can compare that too. I mean, it's not too hard to visualize with only 100 numbers. So console. Okay, so say something like for each and write item plus, and the right line in here. So let's fire this up, Control F5. So our expected sum, we have that, and we're printing out all of our, from our actual list, we're printing out all of our numbers. It says that the missing int is 30, and if you look at your list, 29, 31, 30 is actually missing. I'm just going to run it again. So fire it up one more time, Control F5. So the missing int is 70. So we go up here and we go from 69 to 71. So anyway, that concludes this challenge. If you like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe, and I will see you next time.